Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Builder Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. We're back for part 97 today and we have a very big episode. We play Dundalk in the Champions League playoff round as we look to return to the group stages after disappointment at this stage last year. And of course there's the added spice of Dundalk having Peter Holding, one of our young stars, on loan. I'm guessing he's not going to be able to play today, although cup competitions against his own club, I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I don't think he will feature. We've also, as the title gives away, got one more bit of massive news. If you don't know who we're talking about, then go back and watch the last 20 episodes of this series, because if you can't work it out from the title, you'll never be able to. But we'll find that news out together as we go through the episode. If you're looking forward to it, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content. Links to loads of the playlists up in the eye above. And to the Twitch channel with 3 live streams a week from FM21 down in the description below. But today, we've not only got to reflect on a Champions League playoff, on a transfer window that's coming towards a close, we've also got a league game off camera in between the tie, and we've also got another stuttering start in the Welsh Premier League. And that's because, as always, when we rest our whole team on the first day of the season, particularly against an Airbus side who were a bit of a bogey team for us last year, we dropped points. And this time, we were very lucky. Daniel Williams equalised for the first time in the 76th minute, and Joe Duffy did the same in the 89th. He came off the bench and saved the day. He'll start the match tonight. But my words, Airbus deserved to win that game. They almost matched us on the stats as well. It was no fluke. It was no smash and grab. It was a good performance and almost a very good result for them. The benefit from our club personal point of view is the fact that TNS dropped points. Aberystwyth have won both of theirs. There's a couple of sides doing okay, but none of the big hitters are really succeeding yet. Kevin Druids look a threat having come up. They've got some good players in the squad, but I don't think they'll be able to last. It's more at the moment whether Aberystwyth can keep their form up, because they are improving their squad. Just following on from the 10-year review as well, we're up to 52nd now in a club coefficient ranking, so the competition reputation is going up, everything's moving forward. We've just got to get a couple of teams with us, and unfortunately, as part of that news, we have to look at TNS, who did go out to Wisla Krakow. They couldn't turn it round at home after the first leg, but they did get a result. They got through a round. The other two teams both got some form of result in one of their legs, and I'm hoping that will just have a little effect on the coefficient, even if it's nothing massive. An extra point on top of what we get could be all the difference for us. But let's have a look at the main news. Is he coming back? We're of course talking about Greg Pringle. He's back on the loan list. We've ignored the other two now. We have gone all out for Greg Pringle. They want about $5,000 a week of wages. It didn't matter if they wanted all of it. Anything we could afford, we're going to offer, because we want Greg Pringle back. And if he's alongside Luke Williams, it's our best attack ever. So we're one signing away from having the best squad we've ever had. We'd like a centre midfielder to replace Brooks, because although Patrick Malone's improving, he was a hero in the last episode, he just whinges about everything. So a week after ending his unhappiness about not playing enough, he then moaned because we rejected a bid from Dunfermline. And I mean, with respect, we're playing in the Champions League. We're dominating Welsh football. We're playing in the SPFL Trust Trophy and beating Dunfermline quite heavily a lot of years. It's a very frustrating state of affairs, but that's why that competition reputation and the coefficient stuff is so crucial to our player attraction moving forward. We've got to be able to attract good players to come and then to stay at the football club as well. Because if that doesn't happen, all of the rest of it isn't going to matter. But despite the blip on the first day of the season, some very good news if Greg Pringle joins us. And if it's going to happen, it will be during this episode. And the title, Is He Coming Back?, will be replaced by The Legend Returns next time out. So let's go and get into the first game today. Dundalk, our opponents, of course. Can Peter Holding play? It doesn't say he can't. So I wouldn't be surprised if Peter Holding can line up against us. They're top of the Irish Premier League. He could win a trophy, to be fair to him. Their key player is Javian Coleman, who, as a winger, has all the core attributes pretty well. I'd say that they're probably at a similar standard maybe to a TNS, although I've just gone and looked at their keeper and he's better than us, so maybe we need to rephrase that slightly. Peter Holding did play in the Champions League games and looked very good, but the rest of their squad looks of a pretty decent standard. Oliver Kensdale, I remember, he was playing in the EFL and we tried to sign him, didn't we? Who was he at? It was Colchester. We tried to get him on a free. He rejected us for Oxford. That was years ago. And he was one of those ones that we were trying to get as a free agent through the director of football because we couldn't sign players at clubs at the time. Remember those days of the crazy Italian and Argentinian owners? They're a long time ago. I've got to say, their loan-listed centre-half, Nicky Murray, looks as good if not better than Peter Holding. It's a very decent squad. They've got William Hondermark. What a player he was for us with Dorking last season, and he's even better this time around. This is going to be no walkover. If anything, it's going to be a very difficult tie. We struggled against Linfield last year, and I'd argue this Dundalk side is stronger. Larne have won the Irish Premiership. They're playing Panathinaikos at the same stage here. But is it going to be us or Dundalk in the Champions League? And which one will drop into the Europa League? Let's go and find out as we go and pick the team. This is the 11 I've gone for. Of course, we've still got the injury to Yesten Weaver at left back, so we're having to play with Morgan boys there. Patrick Malone moaning again, but we're still going to play him for this one. And the 11 is as follows. It's George Wickens in goal. Kai McDonald back to being the best player at the club, alongside Luke Williams now, who's improving already. I'll be interested to see what happens to their star rating if Greg Pringle joins. We've got Whittaker and Bryce at centre-half with Boys at left-back. Nearly got confused by Boys' position there as Harvey Lewis in the holding role. He's starting to look fantastic as well. Really living up to the star players that are at the club. He's trying to improve and match them, and that's a really healthy thing. The fact that we've got the likes of him and Whittaker and Broom here on permanent deals now can only be a good thing for this football club. Speaking of Broom, he's alongside Malone in the middle with Jones behind Duffy and Williams. So let's go and get into the first leg. Hosted in Wales, we're off to the racecourse in a Champions League playoff. Well, Peter Holding does start against us. Feeder club player versus his parent club. The likes of Hondermark starts, we've just seen his quality. O'Malley in goal's a cracking player. It's a good team. It really is one that should compete at this level. And I'm worried it's going to be a bit even. In the home leg, we've got to get a good advantage. We just need to get off to a flyer. And hopefully today we take our chances. I think that's the biggest question of the lot here. As we're 3 minutes on the clock, we're throwing in from the right back area with McDonald. He plays a 1-2 with Malone and cuts it inside to Whittaker, who's very advanced up the pitch there. McDonald again probably can't afford to lose it now, given the men we've committed. Skins his defender. And Kai McDonald. Oh, I've missed that. Keegan Riley was brilliant last year, but he's not the same attacking threat. And when Kai McDonald was here 3 years ago, he did that at a canter. He ran past players, he scored great goals, he created goals. He was just fantastic, and he's doing it again. He's up to full fitness. Whittaker ironically assisted it. Centre-half slides in right full-back, and we lead 1-0 very early on. As with 20 minutes on the clock, McDonald mops up defensively. He gives it to George Wickens between the sticks. Plays short to Lloyd, to Price, to Broom. He's got an overlap on the left. Instead releases Luke Williams, who's in one-on-one. Oh, he's put it in the corner. We said he likes to play shots. We're probably not going to see as many of those little dinks over the keeper this season. But Luke Williams having a field day there. One easy ball over the top in truth. Christopher Broom, the star summer signing permanently with the assist. And then the lone one, Luke Williams with the finish. I just beg that Pringle joins next week. If he does, we will be, hopefully, based on this first half, in the Champions League group stages with Luke Williams and Greg Pringle up front. This could be a defining season as Harvey Lloyd gets it on the left into Patrick Malone. Heads just over the bar. We can't argue with what he's done on the pitch this year. He's been a complainy pants off it, but on it, he's contributed to a 2-0 lead at half time. So let's tell the lads they're capable of more. A couple of them pleased, but not much reaction. And into the second half we go. We're keeping it on the deck as Peter Holding struggles against his parent club. And O'Malley can mop up in defence. He's got the ball between the goalposts and he's gone to the edge of his box. Played long over the top to Robinson here. We've been caught out a little. And Mick Robinson on the break has just got a crucial away goal. We have not seen that this often with our Bangor City team. A goalkeeper with an assist over the top. And the back two, the centre-halves, completely caught out. It's a new partnership, fair enough. But that's a real concern. As we've got a throw on the left, we've now got to restore the 2-goal lead. Broom gives it to Boys, into the back post. Duffy loses out in the air. It falls for Malone, who gives it to McDonald. Releases Duffy again. Beats the defender, beats the keeper to it. He tried to come and smother at 36 years of age. But Duffy's gaining fitness every match now. And he gets in behind, he nabs the toe to it. And it's 3-1 to Bangor City. It might be his last game as a first 11 player. But he's making the most of it as Robinson gives it to Hondermark. Delivers to the back post. Cowan's in. Oh, what's going on back here? Defensively, we are all over the shop. Now, I know Morgan Boys isn't first choice. I know Yeston Weaver's a far better fullback. He's very superior in many areas. But the only one you'd expect Boys to be better at is defending in the air at the back post, because he's a centre-half naturally. And he's not done that here, and it's leading to worlds of trouble. As Boys clears long over the top, Williams flicks on for Duffy, has to score, and does score. Williams assists Duffy, is 4-2 on the night. Do we stick or twist? I feel like we can score 2 or 3 more, but I also think we'll concede again at this rate. It's a very difficult situation, but I'm going to stick for now. We'll make some changes and see if that shores us up. So I have replaced Boys at left back with Morgan. Williams comes on in the middle for Malone, and Andrew will have to be our number 10 for now. He replaces Tom Jones, who just hadn't had a great game, was struggling a bit physically. But it does seem to have calmed the game down a bit. If we win 4-2, it's not ideal given the away goals, but it's a decent result and we'll take it. And it looks like that's what's going to happen. A crazy 20 minutes after half-time, followed by an absolutely silent 20. And it finishes Bangor City 4, Dundalk 2. A good lead, Peter Holding doing us some favours at the back. And a good platform for the second leg. Will Greg Pringle be a Bangor City player by then? Will he have made a debut for the second time at the weekend? All of that we'll find out next midweek. We'll be back in a moment for the second leg. We're back early because, oh no, what do we do here? Greg Pringle has rejected us. It said he was still interested in a loan. I know he's not interested in a transfer, but we don't want to miss out. I'm going to say that we can make him a star player. Oh, what do we do to get him in? Is there anything else we can offer? I don't think there is. We're going to suggest it again. We're going to go through it again. And if he doesn't accept that, I don't know what to do. If another offer comes in from Hull or whoever it was linked with him, he'll probably go there. But Greg Pringle is ruining this episode for me. I want to celebrate the return of the legend, and he won't come back. Hopefully, we'll have better news in a moment. Second leg time, Greg Pringle has rejected us again. Peter Holding, going to a more reputable club, has got a call up for Jamaica pretty much straight away. And we have got a lot of players going through fitness tests. But bar Yeston Weaver, who's not going to make it, none of them really involved in the first 11. Morgan Boys can play though, which with the other lad out makes a difference. For us though, it's about holding on to a 4-2 lead. And although we've got the disappointment with Greg Pringle, we've got a delayed deal till deadline day that could solve our problem. And that signing, we've also got a defender that we're risking. Interestingly, has come from our scout reports, despite being at a club in the Czech Republic, which is a good sign for us moving forward, is Kane Walters, a striker from Derby. Now, it's a deal worth £1.2 million. It's a left-footed striker, and it's an advanced forward. Now, he's only rated 3-star by our scouts, with 4-star potential. They're suggesting he hasn't got much in him. But his personality's great, and his attributes to me look better than 3-star. He looks like he's got the perfect blend, probably a bit like Pringle, but without that absolute X factor. So if we can't get Pringle in by deadline day, I'm going to take the hit on this lad, and Kane Walters will become our second striker. We're still looking for that centre midfielder. There was one brilliant number 10 on loan from United available for 2.8 grand a week, but he couldn't play anywhere but number 10. And I didn't know, if being honest, Tom Jones, the number 10 we've got at the moment, was confident enough dropping back as a box-to-box. I just don't think he is. And I don't want to stifle the development of possibly the best youth intake player we'll get in this series. So for now, that's where we are. Matty Whittaker is improving exponentially very quickly. Things are looking very good. I'm really pleased with where we are. So let's go and get into the second leg. We're in a good position. Lana just saw had won at Panathinaikos in their first leg. And in our other game off camera, by the way, a narrow, scraped win, but a win nonetheless. We are getting the results we need. A Ben Cottrell penalty and a Cameron Badavo header. But let's go and get into our second leg. We are going to go for, I think, the same team that we played in the first leg. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Joe Duffy will come in up front instead of Elliot Andrew, because that's who started in the first leg. And aside from that, I think it's an identical team. So we're just going to adjust the bench to match up with what we would normally have, rather than what the assistant thinks, which is normally a little bit cautious and defensive. We will still keep Andrew and Dean on there. We've got Cottrell registered this time. And to be honest, Daniel Anderson's been a bit of a letdown, so I'm probably going to go for Cannell there. We've almost come to the decision to transfer Liss Woods because he's dropped to 2-star ability and he's still injury prone. But for now, it's the same 11 as the first leg. We've got a 4-2 advantage. We've just got to get away goals, because that's the problem from Dundalk scoring 2. Can we get through to the Champions League group stages, or will it be heartbreak for the second year in a row? Well, a very similar, if not identical team. Kensdale on the bench this time. He wasn't available the first leg, I don't think, but that 11 looks the same to me. So into the game we go. We're going to tell the lads to keep it going. We're going to encourage them. And we just need one more big performance. If we can get through to the group stages, it's a massive turner for us. With the players we've got available, maybe if we get their Greg Pringle joints, I don't know. Maybe that's the difference maker. Well, 37 of the quietest minutes you will see in the Champions League this season, and we'll take it. But they're on the attack here, Dundalk. Honda marks unmarked. He scored a few of these for Dorking when we were managing him, and he scored one tonight. 1-0 to Dundalk. We're in trouble, because if they get one more goal, we're out on away goals. We are in a real bit of bother here. With 5 to the break, they've dominated this match. We've not even had a shot. At half-time, I'm going to go positive. And we're just going to try and get on the front foot, because that is about the worst performance we've produced in a year. We've got to get a goal now. 52 minutes on the clock. It's a Conor O'Malley goal kick. Can we just nick one? Duffy wins the header to Jones. It's been poor kicks from the keeper the whole tie as Williams nicks in behind. Oh, he's dragged it wide of the post. Had to go the other side there. Had to go to the keeper's right, try and get it over him. But he placed it too wide in the end. As Robinson gets the ball through, is Purcell going to get there? He is. We can't afford that ball to go in. It has to Cowan. Oh, it's happening again. It's happening again. It happened against Norrköping last year. And we're in real trouble. We've got to take Duffy off for Elliot Andrew. He's the top scorer this season. Malone's apprehensive. He'll be replaced by the experience of Williams. We just need people who are used to the big games here. And those 2 subs very early on in this second half will hopefully give us a chance. If we get one, we throw an aggregate, but we're yet to test the keeper in the whole match. As we've got a goal kick with George Wickens, 25 minutes to go. Whittaker chips it into Tom Jones in midfield. He comes over halfway. He's got acres of space to run into. He's gone the whole way, the youngster. Tom Jones in. Why did he go so wide? He could have gone anywhere he wanted. And he put himself in a difficult position. It's a really strange one, that. As Lloyd gives it to McDonald, the right wing back. We've got to do something now. Hugo Bueno brings it down for Hondermark, who scored that brilliant first goal here. To Purcell off the left-hand side. Switch of play is poor. Cowan's beaten to it by Boys. Williams is running off him. Beats the defender Holding. Peter Holding, our lone player, is doing us a massive favour here. He is about to get sent off for Dundalk. And I tell you what, it might not have been deliberate, but he has just done his parent club a massive favour. He's given us a really big opportunity now. Christopher Broom is nervous. He's not playing well. Let's bring on Luca Cannell. They're nowhere near as good, Cannell and Williams, but they're the old guard and they're big game players. 15 minutes left. We're going attacking. We're demanding more. We've just got to get something out of the game. 1 goal and we've done the job. But we're going to lose out again. It's Norrköping all over again. And we're going to fall out of the Champions League at the last hurdle, are we? As Williams crosses his off Price. Andrews hit the post with an open goal. How the hell has he missed that? Price's cross is deflected for a corner. I can't even speak. How has he missed that opportunity? It's a Daniel Williams corner. We are pushing everything at them. It's the old proverbial kitchen sink into 5 minutes of stoppage time. But it's not going to happen. We fall out of the Champions League playoff again. And in truth, on that performance until the red card, we deserve to. It's 2-0 to Dundalk on the night. They win on away goals after a 4-4 aggregate score. And we drop into the Europa League for the second year in a row. Probably good for the Welsh coefficient in truth, but certainly not good for our bank balance. Disappointment there. Might stop Greg Pringle joining too. It's a cruel game sometimes, isn't it? We'll be back for the draw in a moment. Luke Williams left out of the Wales squad. I'm guessing that fixture wouldn't have impressed too much. For some reason, we're seeded second in the Europa League group stage draw today. Now, either a lot more big sides are in it, which looking at pot A is possibly the case, or our stock's fallen a little. But we're right up near the top there of the second seeds. So it must just be that there's bigger teams in. What that means, looking at that first pot, unless it's PSV we get, I think we're in big trouble. In the second group, though, there's some slightly smaller sides. And then from the third pot down, we just need luck. If we get Borussia Mönchengladbach, we're in insane trouble. If we get one of the Swiss sides, if we get one of the Belgian sides or the Norwegians, we might be alright. In Group 4, again, there's a couple of decent sides and a few minnows in terms of European football. So let's see which group we're drawn into first. Newcastle first up, we're Lazio, Leipzig, Bangor City. Wow, that is some tie. Charleroi are out as the first team in Group 3. Please don't be Gladbach. I'll take anyone else. It's Maritimo, probably one of the better teams in the pot still, but it's more winnable than Gladbach was. That group, ironically, has evened itself out because Valencia and Gladbach are in there, but Partizan Belgrade may be one of the weaker ones from the second pot. In terms of the fourth group, we want to avoid Panathinaikos. We'd like to avoid the Belgian side. I'll take any of the rest. Dinamo Minsk are gone. We've drawn a side from the Czech Republic. Now that's going to be interesting because I bet they've got some great youngsters. Well, there's one of them. He's not bad, is he? It's going to be a difficult group. It's certainly not as easy as the one we had last year. Maybe we will fall third place. We will fall out to the Europa Conference. But that's the aim every season. Finish in the top 3 of any group and get yourself into Europe after Christmas. If we can do that, I'll still be a happy man. With the group drawn, we'll go and have a look at the schedule. And then I'll try desperately to get Greg Pringle back to the club again. Let's go and have a look at what the schedule looks like, shall we? We have got Maritimo away first. And that is directly after TNS in the league. Let's get the Mumps back in there. So that will give us 4 games off camera, including East Fife in the SPFL Trust Trophy. I mean, that week is just horrendous. TNS, Maritimo, Aberystwyth. That's going to be decisive. So if you're looking forward to our trip to Portugal and to our title rivals in the next episode, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you thought of that awful tie and being dumped out cruelly again in the Champions League playoff. Let me know what you think of Greg Pringle rejecting us and whether we should get in that new striker instead. And of course, what you think of the other transfer work so far. Are we on the right track? Are we making improvements? I feel like we're slowly getting there. Let me know if you think we can get through that Europa League group and subscribe down below to stay up to date as we get daily content from 2 long-term stories. Turn that notification bell on to get alerts every time an episode releases, and there's links to all the playlists in the eye above, to the Twitch channel where we have regular live streams in the description below. But a massive thank you for watching, your support with the channel and the series as always. The century's almost up. I was hoping it'd be a Champions League game, but it's Europa League football again for Bangor City. And I'll see you next time to start the group stage games.